Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the New York Jets. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Rutherford. And incomplete to open things up. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out, something that lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got his man. It's Williams. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. When you talk about this Jets defense, they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rutherford. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Well, if you're the team that has the ball, you're loving this series. No matter what you're dialing up, in the air, on the ground, you're getting big-time chunks of yardage. And right now, they've got that defense wobbling.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
Back to throw. Rutherford setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, and they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Operating from the gun, Rutherford. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Okay, 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Here we go, set. Sandy Lions.
Gibbs is into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground. Hall. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Breece Hall. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with career touchdown number 75. And the Jets are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that in Charles's defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Rutherford. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Looking to throw. Rutherford. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
65, 19 tight, 19 tight.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibbs. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The Jets at 10-4 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Here's Hall again. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
On the set.
Running left, it's Hall.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
You talk about this Lions defense.
They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Here we go. Top 19. 60 Eagles, 60 Buffalo 18.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Looking to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
114 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Give up the middle. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line.
Back to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Wow, a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
They call it a loss of a yard there. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Riggs. 17 Timberwolf. 19 tight. 19 tight. Let's get that touch. Warriors 17. Take over.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Jets.
Luke Musgrave,
His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Here's 2nd and 8. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
60 Eagles.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate, and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On the double. Let's go.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Going back to Gibbs on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
18 Cardinal, 18
Williams, a man in motion right.
Go.
It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Ready. Ready, ready.
Gibbs straight ahead. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to air one out.
And that's going to be incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. And with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
You're not liking the look. They'll change the play.
They'll give to Hall. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Ready?
2nd and 10. Straight ahead is Hall. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Second and 9.
Go! Hawks 70, Hawks, big alert, big alert. Pass to the left, pass to the left. Let's go.
They'll set up a throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
This is 2nd and 8.
18, right here. 70 Lions.
Operating from the gun, Rutherford. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Let's go now. 70.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Second down and a yard.
Ready? Cowboy, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Another run for Gibbs here.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will do it for this first half.
24, Jets 14.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half.
And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll go again with Hall. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
On to punt is Camarda as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Here we go, set. Not Viking, 18. Ready, 3 back.
They go play action here on 1st down. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end.
70 Timberwolves. Ready?
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Come on. Set.
Back to throw. Rutherford. They'll try and set.
Gibbs gets popped and he loses the football.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
Down. Let's go.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A 54-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Down the right sideline.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Jets have got it back to within a score.
When you see a successful bubble screen, doesn't matter what the distance, the first thing you have to think to yourself is, that's really good blocking on the perimeter, usually by extra wide receivers.
And here the blocking turns into a great play for a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Operating from the gun, Rutherford. That is caught by Laporta. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Rutherford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Let's go now.
They'll go again with Gibbs. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 5.
19, Charger, 19, Cowboy 80.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Bronco 80.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle, that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Let's go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Third and 9 here.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Touchdown! Jaden Higgins, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Point after here coming up. And the lead is down to 2.
Good. Makes the score Lions 30. Jets 28.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A.
And the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play there for Detroit. 61 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
70 Timberwolves. Purple 80.
Gibbs. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Lions will add to their 4th quarter lead. So a heck of a drive right there with the game potentially hanging in the balance.
A very good drive, and now conversion to make it a 2-score game and a solid lead.
What's good on the extra point? And that makes this a 9-point game.
37. Jets 28.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown when they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter, this drive becomes very critical. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
We're now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10.
That's a gain of 4.
And now they'll shift things around.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. 4th down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. 67 yards.
And the Jets are back within a score. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Makes the score Lions 37, Jets 35.
So down only 2 now. Still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. this one up. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Check. Cowboy 80.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Ready? 70 Lions. 70 Lions.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
On the jump.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Down. 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Back to throw. Rutherford.
Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he will have a Lions first down, and that's the one that should seal a victory.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
60 Bison. Let go.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go. Set. Cougar 19. Ready.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this